All right, guys, so another video for today. So right now, if you go to the store, and you've probably been reading in some of the news about some of the farms that are actually closing down. They're not just running low, they're actually shutting down. If you go to stores, you're going to notice the price of what's left is going up. You're going to see a lot of empty spots in the shelves. Uh, Down here where I'm at in Florida, there's actually several, areas in the store where there's just nothing, where there used to be an abundance of canned foods and things like that. So a lot of people are trying to figure out what they're going to do. If you've been prepping for years, hey, you're probably covered. If you haven't, and you're just now starting to get in the prepping community and things like that, and you're not seeing food that you need in the stores and stuff like that, to have a balanced diet and things like that, there is another option. I'm going to show you something I come across when I was a child. It's called Edible Wild Plants. This is for North American Field Guide. It has over 200 natural foods. And just kind of walking around out here in the yard, the thing I like about this book is it's not just going to show you different plants you can eat. It's actually going to break it down into what region you're in, meaning what state, things like that. It also breaks it down into what time of the season you're in. Fall, winter, spring, summer, things like that. It's going to show you what's available at that time. So one of the things I've been looking at here is a lot of people wonder about, okay, well, you get canned food, stuff like that, but what are you going to do for bread? Bread is part of your diet. Some people are going to supplement with pastas and stuff, and that's great. So I'm going to show you what I found out here in the yard here. Give me just a second to get this book open. This here is called chufa, or yellow nut grass. See if I can get a shot of that. Doesn't look like much. They grow in a big bushy plant. We just cut back here, so it's kind of, you're not going to see a lot. But as this turns golden brown and starts to harden up, you can mill that down into flour. There's a lot of different types of things. Just to show you what this book has on this, it's going to show you what the plant looks like. As you come across, it's going to tell you all the information you need to know about this plant. It's going to tell you, if you see this little guy walking, see the little images. Sorry guys, I don't have my tripod right now, but you're going to see you can eat it while you're on the run. You can cook it, you can turn it into tea, you can turn it into a hot tea, you can turn it into a cold tea, you can turn it into flour, and you could actually use it as a type of a snack. It has these different images that are in there, but it gives you really clear pictures of what you're looking at, so you don't end up picking up the wrong stuff and eating the wrong thing. If you look at some of these plants that are in here, it's going to have things like sweet flag. It's going to have cattails and things like that. It's going to show you a really good use for it. It's going to tell you what can be used as medicines and stuff as well. And then there's certain plants in here that are, you can eat part of it a certain time of the year, and if you eat it at a different time of the year, it could actually be poisonous. So it's going to tell you in the description how to justify or determine whether or not you can actually eat what you're looking at there. So while it may not be enough fruits to provide for a large family, if you look around just out here in the back field, there's enough there that's going to help fill your belly a little bit if you start running low on some reserves, or if you need to add stuff to it to stretch it out longer, things like that. I highly recommend this book. Say it's an older book. Again, it's called Edible Wild Plants, a North American Field Guide to over 200 natural foods. It was written by Thomas S. Elias and Peter A. Dykeman. Apparently there's over 100,000 copies of this were sold. That's just what it says. But I will tell you that when it comes to plants and things like that, you can watch a lot of videos and stuff like that. But if the grid goes down, you're not going to have access to the internet. So pay attention when people are showing you resources. You can keep a book. Don't just get the digital copy to put on your phone, because chances are, if you have a charger that's going to be solar powered, it could stop working. You don't know how long things would be down. But if you look around, there's plenty of stuff to eat. Now, that doesn't mean you don't go and prep. There's nothing wrong with prepping. I prep myself. I try to create a lifestyle that's going to be fairly sustainable, but you're going to have to add stuff to it. You can't just eat the same stuff over and over and over. I mean, you can, but eventually it's going to get rather old. So, we're dealing with quail. We got bees going, things like that. You're not going to sit around and just eat honey all day. You're not going to go and eat the bees. Eventually you're going to get tired of eating quail eggs. You're going to get tired of eating quail all the time. Those are nice supplements to have in your food. But if you got like rice stock back, you've got beans stock back, things like that, those are really good alternatives to add into your supplies as well. So while you're prepping, look around, see what you can actually do. You know, maybe you don't have enough room to actually raise meat quail, and hey, I can understand that. You know, not everybody has an acre or 2 acres or 10 acres or 20 acres, things like that, but you could actually keep you some quail in your house as pets. They sell bird cages and things like that where you can keep enough to keep some laying hens. You know, definitely I recommend keeping a male with them. They're not as loud as chickens. Some people complain about how loud they are. Sorry about that. Sun's going down and mosquitoes are coming out. Got me right on the nose. But you know, I just wanted to kind of take a moment to show this to everybody. If you come down and you look low to the ground, you're going to see, you know, we got a lot of different types of plants. All this can be milled down into flour. So there's a lot of different types of food that you step on every day. So a lot of people come out and they kill all the weeds in their yard because they want to have that real nice set of grass and things like that. Well, I can tell you right now, you can go and you can pick up grass and eat it. It's not going to give you nutritional value. It might make your stomach feel full. They've been having issues with that over in North Korea. It's actually a penalty. There's a penalty if you go and you pick grass to eat, but that's all them people have to eat over there, unfortunately, just because of the way that government is. And we want to make sure people realize that if you look around, you know, you probably can't really see it, but in the spring, all this behind me fills up with raspberries and blackberries. Now, if you look closer, as you get closer to the summer and fall, we also have a lot of grapevines, and that's all natural stuff. That's not anything that's been planted out here. That's just been provided by the Lord out here. And just because you look at a plant and think, okay, well, that's not edible, well, maybe the top of it isn't, but a lot of the roots and things can actually be turned into flour as well. So those are some different aspects to look at. Again, I'm not getting paid anything for this. I just, you know, I've been watching some videos. I see my brother put a video up out there, and he's got a lot of really good information out, guys. So definitely check on that. But I would definitely recommend picking this book up. This is what it looks like. I think I ended up finding this copy here on Amazon several years back. I use it when I go hiking and things like that. I go backpacking. You know, I don't usually carry a lot of food in. Might bring a fishing pole and just some things like that. You can get a little mortar and pestle online to grind your own flours and stuff. It just makes it a little easier where you're not going to starve to death. You may not always feel full, but you're going to have something to eat. So hope everyone has a great day.